In honor of Women's History Month, we're shining the spotlight on two female-owned businesses right here in Arizona. The first inspiring woman makes this bold, unique jewelry all by hand. This is Ruby Mae Jewelry, created by Leah Williams. From vintage buttons to charms, beads, and trinkets, Leah transforms them into one-of-a-kind necklaces, bracelets, and more. And Leah joins us now. Leah, you have such a fascinating backstory. Tell me how you all got started.
Well, I found a fun bag of buttons 20 years ago, brought it home, dumped them out. What can I do with it? Made some jewelry, and then I found people had their own family buttons and brooches and charms, and it took off from there.
And it was actually, during this process, you were also inspired by your mother as well. Tell me about that.
Yes, she was a seamstress, and my grandmother was a seamstress. They were both from Montana. So Ruby was my grandmother, Patty Mae was my mom, so Ruby Mae.
Oh.
So that's how Ruby Mae Jewelry. They would have loved this business.
I bet.
They would have had so much fun with it.
Yeah, and so she passed away, and you all, because of that, you have these, what do you do to honor her with every piece of jewelry?
Well, I brought us vintage hat pins to point with, so there's
Your
yours.
pointer, yes,
Here's my
thank
pointer.
you, yes.
I have these business cards, and I share the symptoms of ovarian cancer awareness on the backside of my business cards, provided by the NOCC. I used to give their cards into all of my shipments and at all my shows, and I like to educate about it, but then I thought, you know what, I'll just put it on the back of my cards.
And I love how your father got involved, kind of, by chance. It was not planned that way.
No, I had injured myself, and he said, I can be your hands, and he moved in with us for 7 months, and he actually assembled my jewelry for me side by side.
Wow.
And then one day he said, I have this charm, it's the hole in the heart charm, and it touched so many lives.
Yeah, because they were together, since
they were 11. Yes.
And so obviously, that meant so much to him, and this is kind of his way of honoring his wife.
Yes.
And it's interesting that you do this on the side, but your main job has been what?
I work with the Phoenix Suns. I'm a stage manager. I do the pre-half and post-game show with Tom Chambers and Tom Leander. So I've done that since they were back at Veterans, so for 35 years.
35 years, and this is just a fun hobby on the side.
A side business. I would say it's a small business because it does take up a lot of my time, but it's a joy. Treasure hunting for all the pieces is a joy. Finding where it leads me is a joy. Like these are little pieces of art I'm going to bring to Junk in the Trunk Vintage Market, which is in April. So I like where the business takes me because every year it's different.
And, obviously through the years, it's during trying times, during the pandemic, all of it. I'm sure there's a lot of hardships along the way. What would you say, was your biggest challenge, but yet also your biggest reward?
Well, it's wonderful to meet who wears my pieces. They're big and bold, and they're not for everybody, and I think that's okay. And so I would say for women starting a small business, find your voice, and your audience isn't going to be for every single person, but the people who find you are going to love you.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leah. So I know you got to jet off to the Suns arena
Yes.
right now, so I appreciate you being here. Thank you.